All right. Boop, boop, doo, doo, doo. I thought I'd just start a little bit early just to, I don't know, um, check audio and that kind of thing. So you guys just let me know if my audio is all right now. Boop-a-doo. Beep. I think we still got about 7 minutes. Sweet. Now I see a delay on my end. I guess there has to be, right? Yeah, about a 5-minute delay. Mm-hmm. Andrew? Just wanted to get things going a little bit sooner rather than later, just to make sure it's all good, but it looks like I pulled the trigger a bit early, so we'll just chill out and chat for 5 minutes or so, I guess. Look at this beautiful box. Oh man, what a budget piece. Maybe while we're waiting here, I'll show you guys what kind of setup I got. Okay, let's go around. Got a couple big lights here to just to make sure everything's lit up. I got a microphone down here just to make sure audio's all good. Hey, Brian. Are you going to make it out to one of the 3-gun events, Brian? Yeah, I got about a 5-minute delay. That's all right. Starting in 4 minutes. Just gonna text Trevor. Starting. Cast now. Yeah, these are killer price. I mean, I don't know. I've never really heard of the $500 versions that they had on before, but man, it's really inexpensive. Andrew, I do 3-gun at Chaz. It's just west of Edmonton. There's not really a lot of clubs that are doing 3-gun right now, so yeah, that's one of them anyways. And I'm actually on the executive there, so I help out with emails and that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean the minimum for 3-gun would be like a decent. This is actually wouldn't be a bad 3-gun shotgun because presuming it's reliable, I have no idea, but it's semi-automatic. It's got the shell capacity in it, I think. I don't know. I mean, the picture of this thing looks like it has a magazine extension tube. So I don't know. I still haven't opened this box. I'm staying virgin on this thing so I can open it with everyone else's at the same time, kind of a thing, right? So we'll see. Looks like we got about 3 minutes here. Yeah, Andrew, if you want to see what the 3-gun's like, hit up one of the days when like 3-gun's there, and you can still use the 50 and 25 yard range, but you can go check out what we're doing on the 100 and the shotgun kind of thing. You can see what we're doing and what it's all about. I mean, there's a lot of equipment. I'm actually working on an article right now that just talks about some of the training and that kind of thing. I've got an article on 3-gun in Canada that talks about like some of the equipment that you need, but the other side of that is the training, and that's an article I'm working on right now. Getting texted from some of the Slamfire guys. They're watching and being creepy. Okay, 1 minute and I'm opening up this thing. Sorry for pulling out my phone all these times. I'm getting texted by a half dozen people here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Matthew and Trevor. Okay, stop buzzing my phone. You can comment in the YouTube thing if you want to, or don't comment or whatever. Okay, we're at 7 o'clock here, so let's go ahead and open this thing up. I'm going to move my thing down there, and let's check to make sure that you guys have a good view. Maybe a little bit more. All right, so I've already kind of put some cuts in here. Oh, not enough though. Let's get this guy right here. And we've got some wholesale sports literature. Let's just throw that off to the side. By the way, this is a really small box for a 28-inch shotgun, so let's see how it's packaged. We've got our shotgun 4 in there. I'm just going to place that to the side real quick here. There's our chokes and our manual, which is, if it's like the one that I read online, it's not that good yet. And our barrel's just kind of hiding underneath this guy right here. And I think that's it for the stuff in the box. There's our barrel. So let's go ahead and pull this guy out. Alright, what do we got here? Well, it's been test fired, so it's got a little bit of carbon residue in there. That's not looking too bad. That's our piston. Looks like we've got, that doesn't really, well, is that fiber optic? It's kind of like an orange. It's orange. It's not really clear though, like a lot of the other fiber optic sites that I see. But that looks all right. We do have adjustable chokes on here, so this is one of the things I didn't know buying the shotgun was whether or not it had adjustable chokes. Looks like we do. That's a 3-dot, which I think is modified. It's modified or improved cylinder. Let's see what kind of chokes we got in this box here. Looks like we've got 2 chokes additionally in here. We've got some sling swivels as well, and we have a choke wrench. Which chokes do we have here? We've got a 4-line, and we've got a 1-line. So the 1-line I know is full. The 4 I think is improved cylinder. Let's see. All right. Let's grab this guy. It looks like it's going to be a little bit oily, so I'm glad I've got a rag handy. There we go. Well, that's not all that bad. Some of the machine work looks a little bit rough. Let's see. So there we go. Just get that a little bit closer. That's pretty stiff. And just to do a quick flyby here, does not have the extended magazine tube like it had in the picture. Let's go ahead and, so you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move you guys a little bit closer here. There we go. So you can kind of see the action. Down more. There we go. So there's our shotgun. There's our bolt release. Where is... Oh, that's interesting. It's got a little catch on the right-hand side here. I assume that's the bolt catch. It's quite stiff. But let's see here. There's our release. What the heck is this thing going to do, and how do I use it? Oh, there we go. So if you pull it to the rear, that locks it so that you can lock the bolt all the way to the rear. Why don't we go ahead and disassemble this thing? Well, there's our plug, so if you wanted to go hunting, I guess there you go. Magazine cap. It's got a hole in the end, so I'd imagine that's where one of those sling studs is going to go. That's interesting. Alright, there's our piston. It's kind of oily, so I'm going to have to just clean that off really quick so I don't get it on my computer as I'm typing to people and that kind of thing. Maybe we'll jump back here. Let's see. Alright, so we've got our piston. Let's just see what we've got going here. So this is a single action bar on here. And I just need to jump back here and see if you guys can see that. There we go. Yeah, we've just got this single action bar on one side. Looks like it's welded to the sleeve here. Let's go ahead and drop it. So that's what that looks like. Just a single bar on the side here. Feels like it needs to be worked in. It's a little bit stiff, but I mean, you'd expect that from the factory. Let's see. Just some more preservative oil on there. So right at the end here, we've got this magazine plug, and it's not really the usual style where they've got like a little kind of a crimp on there where you can pull them out. So I'm not really sure how that comes out. Well, it looks like we've got a couple of screws in here, so I'm not sure what that's going to do, but that might be holding this piece on. Let's go ahead and try to assemble this beast. This piston, does it go in that way? Yes. Okay, so it's going to go nose in first into there. And then this fore end, it's going to have to, is it going to slide in there? Yes, okay, so our fore end is going to slide in. There we go. Now let's go ahead and pop this together. I'm probably going to have to lock the bolt back. Let's make some room. Let's see, where am I hitting? There we go. Still got some space here, so let's see. No, I've still got a bit of space here. It just looks a little bit proud. Let's tighten this guy on here. It's almost as if the fore end isn't quite matched up. There it goes. So it was just a little bit tight right in here, but it looks like it's in there now. This is metal, this isn't a gap. There is a little bit of a gap on there, but imagine if I pushed on it, it would start tightening in. All right, there we go. So there's our shotgun assembled without the plug-in. It's really light. Here, let's go up a little bit here. It's actually really, really light. I think the pull feels a little bit short. It's got a little bit of a swell here. Let's just pull it over there. It's got a little bit of a swell here that kind of binds with the bottom of my hand, so I don't know if I really like that. Let's see. That's interesting. Just with the bolt forward, I don't know if you guys can see there, but that loading gate is really low in there, so I don't think you'll be able to ghost load this one. Unless I need to drop it in more. No, it's just going to stay up. Okay. Yeah, that loading gate is just going to stay down low like that, which I guess would make it easy to load, right? Because there's not really much to pop in there. What kind of a gate do we have here? Our loading gate is a little bit beveled, just a little bit. It's not like super duper sharp like some of them are, but you can see there that it's got a little bit to it. It's quite deep in there, the port, so it'll be difficult to get shot shells in there if you're looking to use this for 3-gun, but it's not that bad. Safety seems easy enough to use. Well, let's break this thing down some more. Overall, I'm not minding the weight of it is actually really handy. It's a lot lighter than you'd think for a 28-inch. Let's see. Yeah, we got a bit of a step in the barrel here. It's checkered all along the top. There's our screw hole for the rear sling swivel. Let's see. I haven't seen your guys' comments here. Push harder. Yeah, I tried. Okay, let's take this thing down a little bit more. I don't know if I'm going to get used to that as a lock back, but yeah, that plastic's just a little bit tight on there. Oh. Well, that's pretty tight. What am I doing here? No, that'll have to stay locked back. Just got to use some aggression and force. I mean, it's a new shotgun, so it's going to be a little bit stiff. Let's go back down here. You guys are asking if I can throw some dummy shells in there. Yeah, I think I got some over here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. These are all dummy shells. None of these are loaded or anything. They've all got plastic tips on there, and I got one plastic one here. Let's see what this tube will hold. Holy crap. Well, that's pretty stiff. The fork on this thing is going to catch fingers for sure. Why is that so stiff? It might just be the shell latch on the side here. Yeah, definitely the shell latch. Oh man. Okay, and that's where we're maxed out. So it'll take, what was that, 5? Come on, you can do it. Get on out of there. This is the fun with live, right? Live with a brand new shotgun that hasn't been fired. Okay, dump me a shell. You know you want to. Trying to do the trick where you kind of pull them out. You can see that's about as far as it's going. All right, well, let's just run them through the action, I guess. Well, the recoil spring's got some pep to it. I'm just going to check for comments. No, I think it's going to need some work before I get it loading too fast because it's pretty slow right now. Let's try to take this thing apart without reading any of the instructions because that's really what I'm going to do. I bet I can pull on this thing or not. Okay, maybe I need to push the bolt head in a little bit. Come on! Nope. Okay. Nope. No. Okay, well let's pull out the trigger group at least. That part can't be that hard, right? Put my safety on, go find a punch. One second. Alright, let's see. No, that's too big. Well, let's just use a... Okay then. It's like a real sadistic version of MacGyver. What am I grabbing onto here? It's grabbing onto something. Just got the one pin. There we go. There's our trigger group out. And I don't know what you guys can see in there. Let's pull it in. So there's that recoil spring carrier. That's going to pull it to the back. At what point can I get this charging handle out though? That's my question. Alright, unless you guys got some suggestions, I'm checking out the manual now. Let's see. Pull up, remove the barrel thing. Steel shot, magazine plug, vice grips. I'm not taking vice grips to the charging handle. That'd be funny though. In order to dismantle the group of bolt group from the receiver, pull the bolt handle as is seen in the picture. And you can see he's just gingerly grabbing it there with his 2 fingers, so should be easy, right? Ain't coming out of there that easily. Alright, well, I was hoping to get most of the disassembly done today, but I might need to get a little bit more creative with pulling that guy off. I don't want to use vice grips. Well, just to get to the rest of this thing, if I could show you that. That kind of shows like how proud this plastic is around the metal. Yep. So you can just kind of see that. So the stock to shotgun fit isn't the best. And this butt pad is, I don't know, a little bit springy, but not too bad. I wonder. Yeah, I might need to lever this out with something. Oh. No, I'm actually turning the bolt. Oh, that's... Huh. Yeah. Actually turning, just like torquing the bolt. So I don't know what it's riding on in there that's preventing it from torquing the other way. But it won't prevent it from torquing down like this. Man, I'd love to pull that puppy off. Well, what else did you guys want to see on this shotgun? I'll just kind of pull up here. Yes, comes with 3 chokes. So I've got, and I can just kind of confirm which ones they are. We've got 3, 4, and 1. I know that that one is full choke. Let's see. Yeah, 1's a full, 3's modified, and 4's IC improved cylinder. So we've got the modified in the barrel itself right now. We've got improved cylinder, and we've got a full here. So it looks like 3 chokes. And I think these are the Beretta. What are they called? Mod? Beretta Mod? Here, let's see. I've got another one right here, so I can compare it really quickly. This is actually my Stoger's choke. Yep. So there you can see them both side by side. They are exactly the same. So I've already got a bunch of chokes for that. Piston and action bar. All right. Well, let's just... There's the action bar. There's that kind of... Oh, it looks ugly, that weld in there, but it's not too bad. This isn't really a piston, though. This is the... So that's where it pushes off of. Let's get to that piston. There we go. And it looks like it's got some grooves on the inside here. And a little split ring on the outside. And we've got 2 holes in the inside of this thing. show there. And our piston's just going in like so. Let me jump back to the comments here. No, this isn't recoil operated. This is gas operated. We've got a gas piston over here. The recoil spring is inside the stock here. So the this little piece of metal in the bottom here is connecting it with the bolt, and it is going down into the receiver. It's very similar to how the Remington 1100 does it. I'm pretty sure the Benelli does it this way as well. So very similar there. Actually, you know, some of the operating characteristics on this thing do look like the Remington 1100. Remove the charging handle. All right. I'll be right back. Just a second. I'll get this fucker off. Alright, let me get, oh, that would do it. If I can lever. I'm doing horrible things right now. Let's see if I can get to the other side. There must be some other mechanical lock on this thing holding this bolt handle on. So that's not right. So I can't lock it back right now. I wonder if I need to pull it back and pull it out at the same time. Nope. Sorry. There we go. My view of what you guys are doing there is kind of delayed, so I can't see what you're doing, or what you're saying, rather. Let's see, how am I going to get this thing off? Okay, there's got to be something, though. I shouldn't have to be levering on it like this. Alright, so if I'm going to need to lock the bolt to the rear, I'm going to need to put my trigger group back in. There we go. Nope. Come on. Just need to clear that guy. And get my pin back in. Where'd that thing go off to? My pin has rolled off somewhere. Okay, well let's... Nope, that's not going to work. I need that pin. Ah, there it is. I got some vice grips right next to me. I don't want to use vice grips on this thing. I'm going to wreck it. All right. Shouldn't have to have the barrel installed to pull it out, but that's a possibility. It might push on the. Let's see. Well, let's try this because this is maybe a little bit better. Oh, I don't have to leave run at all. It just came out. Okay, so word to the wise, you need to lock it back. There's that cutoff that I was running into there. Now we can. Oh, I guess I need to. There we go. All right, let me jump to my live view so I can see what the heck I'm showing you guys here. Okay, there is our bolt. And it's really oily, so I'm going to have to just pull some of that off. This is the bit that goes into the recoil spring at the back there. There's our carrier. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's solid. And there's our bolt. It's got a spring-loaded firing pin. And there's our lug at the back there. So that's our locking lug. And that where the heck does that lock into on the receiver here? Okay, that's our bolt going forward. I would expect there to be a lug along the top, right? There is no cutout along the top. Unless, no, that's... Okay, here's the front, here's the rear. Oh, you know what? That's hitting this shelf here. So instead of having a cutout, there's just a shelf. Let's see if I can show you guys, and it's right here. The other way would be easier, right? Yeah, there you can kind of glimpse it there. There's that shelf on the inside, and that's what it's hitting against. Okay, jump over to the questions again. So I gotta switch between live view and. Will I post an edited version of this? Yeah, probably. I mean, what I'll do is I'll do an edit and do a reshoot where I'm showing a little bit more. How's the extractor look? Well, let's get back to the view here. There's our extractor. And if I've got a spare shot shell here. Looks like it's got a little bit of space on there. But there it is. I mean, not bad. I mean, the machine work on it is rough in some places, like right along this slide here. It's been milled out and it's a little bit rough, but the this part's nice and smooth. Again, the side where the rails on isn't. This is a cast part because I can still see some of like the rough casting in there. You can kind of see that firing pin spring there. Parts availability. Oh yeah, I mean it could be an issue because it's Pardus, and I'm pretty sure wholesale is clearing out of these things. But I would expect that there's another Turkish manufacturer that makes a shotgun exactly like this. because what I found is that a lot of these guys are assembling stuff that is done in bigger manufacturing shops. So I don't know if Pardus actually makes like all these parts for this thing, or if they're just assembling it. Yeah, this thing's crazy cheap, like 279, 260, something like that. This is the SL. The SL has a spring in the buttstock, whereas I think, what was the other one? The SS. That one has its spring up front at the along the tube. So it would have an action spring here instead of in over here. And I think what that does is it lets you use like a thinner forend, because this is quite nice and trim. I don't think you could really fit much of a recoil spring in there. Let's see. Do you guys want to see any of the other parts on the inside of this thing, or can I put it back together? Try to put it back together. I mean, all in all, this is for the price. You know, if I were to buy this for $500, I might be complaining about, especially the fit of this plastic stock here. Doesn't look all that nice. But the finish on the outside isn't all that bad. It's kind of like a matte kind of a finish, and I don't mind that at all. This button here, it looks very similar to the way that my Stoker is run, in terms of just the way the shell latch works on it, and the way this pin goes in. So I'm willing to bet that this is a copy of that Benelli system. So you might be able to drill it out and add one of the what do you call those, extended bolt releases on this thing. Good place for a match saver. Andrew, I've made my own match savers out of PEX tubing. Here, let me show you. It's kind of handy just having the safe right here. So I'm just running. This is just some PEX here, and it's got a little bit of Velcro on there, and it just holds your. Well, I mean, if you stick them in there properly, it holds them. It just holds your shot shells in there, so that you can. Let me go to live view so I can make sure I show you guys this properly, so that you can grab these, pop them in, and then you're good to go, kind of a thing, right? But yeah, where this pin goes into the bottom here is very similar to this Stoker here. Oh, Andrew, this PEX, I got like a 5-foot length of it for I think $5, and that'll make like enough match savers for a lifetime. So I mean, you can crank out quite a bit. Let's see. Can I pull this? I don't want to drive any. I don't really want to drive any pins out to get this thing out. I mean, it looks like it's going to do what it's supposed to do. I'm going to go ahead and put this thing back together. So let's start with our bolt. Yeah. And then you can just see there's that locking lug action on the back there. Yeah, and that spring is just sitting inside there. Now, will I have to... Where'd this guy go in again? Just on the side. Yeah, right there. So there's our bolt, and here's our rider along the top there, and you can just see it kind of snaps in there. Yeah, I mean, this plastic is really cheap and plasticky. There's that hollow sounds to it, but yeah, the stock does feel cheap and plasticky. Let's get this thing back together. And pop. Come on. That guy in there. And then this guy goes onto there. And the whole deal. Just watching for this tail here to pull you up here. That tail to get into the spring. I think I got it. Nope. So it's just that tail is wanting to, it needs to go between the, some more pressure doing it live. Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of this is fiddly work, right? So Brian, the SS model uses a spring on the front, whereas the SL uses the recoil spring in the rear. Wholesale Sports should pay me for this. Basically going to clear out their Pardus shotguns. Let's see. Come on. What's holding me up now? Well, I don't need to put it together on camera, I guess. It's just, man, like, where's that freaking spring? There it is. This is difficult to show, but yeah, so the SS model, I guess I could type it out. I don't know about MagTube extensions at all, Trevor. SS equals spring up front. There we go. The MagTube extensions? No, I don't know. I don't know which ones this thing will take. Why is it hitting over there? Okay, let's see if I can get it to ride properly. It has to, the dogtail on this thing, this part's got to ride right on that trigger. I wonder if it's easier to just pop it in there. No, because I need it to be on this guy here. Yeah, SL's better than the SS. At least that's what I think it's supposed to be. They have another one where the bolt head rotates, which, I don't know. Like, these guys have a million different versions of this shotgun, so it's kind of hard to tell which one is better or best or anything like that. They also have a fix system that's an inertial system. I don't know. I don't know which one's better or not. Just a whole bunch of different kinds. And I have no idea how to easily get this tail in the right spot. Maybe it'd be easier with the trigger group out. But yeah. Any other questions, guys? Like, I don't know what else to show on this shotgun that that you might want to see. This steel around here is kind of hinky, but I mean, I guess it works. It's screwed in here into this receiver. The safety's not bad. I don't know about this release here on the side. That's a little bit weird. I don't know, any other questions? This is the 28-inch. And you can see that is compared with this guy. Yeah, about the same length. Like I was mentioning about the fiber optic sight, this one's a little bit clearer, a little bit better red. Whereas this one's kind of like a dull orange or something like that. I don't think this is a direct knockoff because it's using a couple of things from a couple of different places. Like I'm looking at, this looks like a Benelli style bolt release. I don't have a Benelli M2 to compare the spring action on like the recoil spring and that setup. But the Benelli M2 doesn't use a gas piston system like this. The Remington 1100 uses something like this, but it's not exactly the same. So I don't know that this is a direct copy of anything, at least that I've shot out there. It's getting really hot in this room. I'm in a really small room here. It was a hot day in Edmonton already, so it's getting hot in here. Andrew, I'll probably get out to shoot this weekend. So yeah, I'll get out and try it then. And just for anyone else who might be joining a little bit late, I'm going to have this thing recorded. It was a bit of a cluster, but I mean, that's live, right? I will be doing another video and image and article and that kind of thing on this sling later, just as a better review, right? This is just something that I wanted to get out quick because there's no information on this thing, right? Interesting, man. Look at that fork. That's going to catch some fingers big time. So I mean, if you want to use this thing for 3-gun, you may need to weld this thing so it's not quite so bad. Because as you pop your rounds in, that might catch your fingers. Interesting, anyways. And, you know, the funny thing is, more people are joining. Final thoughts and summary. It's $260. Like, how could if this thing goes bang and is reliable, man, like, yeah, absolutely, $260. Fill your boots, right? Am I going to buy more? No, but that's because I don't really need them, right? So, I don't know. $260 is nice and low, right? Yeah, I don't think this is a Trevor Furlock quality shotgun. I mean, you've got some nicer shotguns out there. So, this would be like an okay beater if you wanted to keep around and, you know, give to someone else. I got some part lines on here, but nothing too crazy. I mean, most of the receiver is actually nice. It's got like a nice little line along both sides here. The finish looks okay. That stuff's not too bad, and it is nice and light. But yeah, I'm not going to have a video review on this thing right away because I need to get out and shoot it and try it and that kind of thing. But I'll work on getting one of those out in the next couple of weeks here. Any ideas how this would come out? Like it's just round. Yeah. Oh man, I mean, for $260 for like a first shotgun or something like that, this is awesome. I think the receiver is aluminum, just going off of what I'm seeing in terms of like, there's a couple of places where the metal is flaked off just from putting the barrel back in, just because it was tight. And since it has flaked off, I'm guessing that the receiver is aluminum. Yeah, I knew you need to get back together first. I can see that spot where this dog leg has to get in, and I'm sure there's a really easy trick for it. Check the tube for a dimple. No, there's no dimple in the tube. It's actually like crimped onto the end. Can you see that it's like kind of like rounded at the end there? Man, I've got a fish scale here, Brian, but it's difficult, like an 870. Well, my 870 has a like a metal keeper in it that you can pull and then take out. I haven't dry fired it, and I guess well, no, I'd rather have something to go against here. But let me see if I can get it back together again here, and I'll dry fire it. Oh, did I get it? Nope. It keeps falling. There we go. Come on. It keeps falling to the just on the tail here. It keeps falling to the left of the hammer. It needs to go inside the hammer. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it's in the right spot now. Well, let's try pop this handle on. Nope. Okay. Do I need this thing forward or back? I probably need that part down. It's not going to do it for me until I get it all locked all the way back. Well, you know, the other thing is that a lot of the times when I reassemble these things on camera afterwards, it's, you know, I've had practice doing it a couple of times. I would never try doing it without practicing it first. Let's see. I just wonder if I'm not screwing myself over because I locked it forward there. Oh, interesting. I'm surprised you guys are still watching this. Like, I know you like watching me fight with this thing, but that much? Oh, fuck you. Alright, let's drive this thing out using my precision pin driver. You know, I have like punches that are like really nice, and I'm trying to use this thing so I can get it on camera. Maybe let's go the other way then. Alright. Oh, that was easier now. Oh yeah, just take your bolt out when you're doing this thing. This is way better. Thanks for the moral support, Trevor. Okay, now I'm going to be able to get that guy in there, no problem. Let's grab this guy here. Now, what I can't show you here is that I'm just trying to get this tail into the spot where it goes into the spring there. And There it goes. So now that it's in there, it'll go back nicely. And I can pop in my trigger group. It's going to work beautifully. It's got a bit better now. There. Oh, that was fun. Okay, so if you're just watching there, when you're putting it back together, take the trigger group out. It makes it a lot easier to get the tail of the bolt carrier into where it needs to get into the recoil spring at the rear here. Now let's get this thing back together again so we can... What are we supposed to be doing here? Testing out the trigger pull. Nope, let's get this guy on first. There we go. Let's see where that gets us. All right, where did our magazine cap go? Let's get that guy on there. Okay, let's run the trigger a couple times here. I'm just going to go grab a couple of my dummy shells here. That's odd. Oh, that shell latch is already getting better now. Okay, so you just saw me put a dummy around in there. Let's try the trigger out. Oh, not bad. Just got a fish scale handy here. I'm just going to try the trigger weight. Well, a lot of you guys out there might have trigger scales and that kind of thing, but I've got this Berkeley digital fish scale. Just as good, right? A little bit of creep. 2.5 kg, that's about 5 pounds. So about a 5-pound trigger isn't all that bad. Andrew, I'm not going to do any mods to it because I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. I'm going to go to the range and blaze away with it and just check out the reliability first. I want to make sure that it's 100% reliable before getting too far. It's not bad. It's starting to work in a bit. Let's just run a couple more shells here. Yeah, not bad. Man, it's light. Oh my god. Let me just pick up my 3500. My 3500 has like a lot more weight up front. I mean, it's got an extension tube on it, but yeah. I wonder, do you guys think the extension tube threads on this thing are the same as an 870 or as the Benelli? Holy. the chamber finish nice and smooth? Yes, I'm just feeling with my finger right now. It is very nice and smooth. I've got a chamber flashlight here. Well, just a flexible LED. Yeah, the chamber is really nice inside. I mean, nice enough. I wonder if these threads, let's see. I've got a couple of magazine caps here handy. Let's see. So that's not the end cap that came with this shotgun. This is the end cap of my Stoeger 3500, which also shares thread pitch with the Benelli Supernova. So you may be able to see. I think this thing is still crimped. It is crimped. So this magazine tube is crimped at the end. If you got rid of this crimp on the inside here, you may be able to run Benelli Nova or sorry Supernova extension tube on this thing. Because yeah, these end caps are pretty similar. The S&J, well, if you guys want to know if the S&J extension tube will work on it, I've got one right here. I'll try it out. Find out. It's not really an easy way for me to show this to you guys, but so the S&J isn't getting the what is that? The detent. It isn't engaging on it, but it fits. You may need to use like a clamp on here if you were to do that. But no, it is interesting. Yeah, this isn't really meant. Yeah, taking off those screws down by the receiver. Maybe. Let's take a quick look at that again. I don't know. These screws look like the screws look like they work against this metal lip here, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's going to actually hold in that mag tube. There's a little bit of glue here. Yeah, it might. Like, I don't know if that's something I'm going to do today, but it might be something I can check out later. If you guys just want to see, here's that gas piston, and here's that tube that it's going to act against. And as that gas piston pushes back, it'll push back on the tube and knock it back. So that's kind of how that action is going to work there. I gotta check which one I've got here so I don't put in the wrong magazine tube cap. William, I don't know, because I think if I could pull the S&J here, the S&J's got a smaller OD. It's got a smaller OD on it, and it's actually like the detent is just on the edge here, so it's not quite far enough. This is a wider flange on it, and that wider part is catching on the detent that's on the plastic here. So I think that this S&J one wouldn't engage those detents. Now you could just use one of the barrel clamps that go on there to hold an extension like this in place. Open up the door, it's getting hot in here. I've got these big bad lights kind of shining in on it. So again, we were looking at, we've got a couple of Benelli mod style chokes. Comes with 3. We've got modified inside. We've got an improved cylinder. We've got full. We've got a barrel choke wrench. We've got a couple of sling swivels. One that goes in the cap right at the end here. One that gets screwed into the back of the stock. And I think that's about it. Some crappy instructions. But overall, like, to pay $250 for one of these things, again, unshot, isn't all that bad. Are there any other questions, or can I get out of in front of these lights because they're killing me right now? Just for you guys that that came in a little bit late, it is very light. Let's just get that up a little bit. Very light shotgun, very quick to pull up. There's got this like hook thing right here that I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with my fingers here, because it's it does have a very thin wrist on it, so you can grab quite high up on there. Just I don't really like this hook part here, but I guess I could come to just use it and not care too much about it. The machine work and the finishing on it doesn't look too bad. And we've got a modified choke in there right now. The butt pad on it has got a little bit of give, but it's not like a super squishy style one. The plastic stock is pretty cheap and plasticky. There's not really a lot, it doesn't really feel all that great. And it's it's a bugger of a thing to disassemble if you've just gone into it without reading the manual. The manual is not much of a help either. We've got a little bit of an odd, I wouldn't call it hockey puck. Like I've had worse than this. It's still ventilated, so it's still got a little bit of push on it, but it is pretty stiff. It's not like a limb saver or something like that. Our bolt hold open is on the left-hand side here. I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to use it. I guess you can wrap your hand around here and engage it. It's just this little doohickey here. And you need to push that to the back to get your bolt hold open for you. Bolt release is just a button like it is on everything else. And this is probably going to work with all of the bolt releases that you find out there, the drill and tap style. This will work just fine with that. It's not bad for smoothness. You know, I'm really curious to see what this thing's like to shoot at the range, because it doesn't feel that bad. And it is so nice, and like there's not really a lot of weight forward. You saw under this forend, there's not really a lot going on in there. Because it has the recoil spring in the back here, it's really light. Beaver nuts. Not on camera. I'll probably get banned or something like that. Someone will come across the recording later, and yeah. We've got like these electro penciled bits into the barrel here. It's not that great looking, but whatever. 12 gauge, 3-inch, and 2 3/4 inch. Yeah, interesting. So I mean, for $250, this doesn't seem like of that bad of a shotgun. It's not it's not a great shotgun for $600, but for $250, I would say no problem. I'm going to sign off here because it's hot and it's already been about an hour here. So thank you guys all for watching. In the future, I'll get some pictures of this thing up, and I'll get some video, and I'll actually take it out and shoot it and that kind of thing. So thanks for watching.